Do you print t-shirts for your business, but you're not quite ready to invest $16,000? Boy, do I have the solution for you right here. Hi everyone, I'm Angelina, and this is Blueprint DIY, where we remake our clothes to be just as unique as us. I am super excited because you guys know that I upcycle clothes. I have been upcycling clothes for 11 years, teaching you guys how to do it here on YouTube. I started my brand, Blueprint Signature, a few years ago, and I have been printing t-shirts. Now, when we first started, I designed this t-shirt. I paid somebody else to print film, and half the t-shirts were ruined. And I've really been thinking about, do I want to do DTF? When I looked into it, they can cost, and I'm not ready to invest that much. So for definitely a fraction of the cost, I saw this one. This is the Procolored F13 Panda DTF printer. I love that 13 inches wide. You can print out your own film, your own transfers, not only for t-shirts, but DTF can go on any type of t-shirts, cotton as well as polyester. It can go on other things as well. But let's get right into how I set this up and how I get to the point where in one evening I was printing out film to press t-shirts.
Okay, so look at this massive trunk that it comes in. This thing was not getting damaged, no way, no how. And I'm actually going to keep this trunk. I'm thinking about painting it a different color. Look at the little toggles, loved it. Got everything opened up, and the first thing out the box was the oven. And this actually comes in two packages. The ink comes separately, and I'll show you that later. But this is the package with the machinery, and the curing oven is what comes out first. And next we have the box with all the accessories, everything you need to set it up, minus the ink and all that kind of stuff. But this is like the power cords, the tubing, things that you may need to change out on the machine. They do give you extra of stuff like that, so I really like that. Then this was the heavy part. This machine, I mean, it's legit. This machine is legit, so you might need two people to get it out of the box, but I got it out and was able to get it out of the box, and it's the cutest thing ever. Let's just say that off the top. But I got it on my mobile table. This is where it's going to stay, and I'm actually able to get both the DTF printer and the curing oven on the table, so that's helpful. I talked about this Michael's table a while back, so I'm glad I have it over at the office now. So I actually unboxed it on a separate day, but now we're ready for the setup. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and cut away where it says to cut away things. So that tab, and then there was a tag inside, cut that away. Then I'm gonna go ahead and install the roll holder. And it did come with an instruction manual, but I greatly prefer the video that came with it. It actually had a QR code. Scan the QR code. It took me to a YouTube video, and that's how I did all of this in one evening. Later on in the video, when it talks about the software, I did decrease the speed of the video by half, so I slowed it down to 0.5. That was definitely helpful. So now we can install the roll and the film cutter. And now I'm going to plug it in and go ahead and turn it on. All right, so now I can take the film and put it down in the machine. Now it's time to fill the ink on the side. There's a black panel. You open up the door and you can see all the ink tanks there. They correspond. They're clearly marked. The C for cyan, the M for magenta, the K for black, the Y for yellow, and the W for white. And I just poked a hole in the top of all my inks with the screwdriver and put the ink thing right down in there, squeezed it so that it all went in there. And that way I got no ink on my hands or anyplace else. Now it's time to use the syringes to draw the ink up through the tubes. And so you pull out each of these individually, and you'll see a little sticker that tells you what color it is. They give you enough syringes like for 3, and then I went and washed them and did it again. But you just put the syringe down in there and draw it out. You don't want to push any air in there because you're trying to draw the air out. And so you want to take out a little bit of the ink. I put it back into the containers because ain't nobody wasting no ink around here, and saved it for later. And so that means with the 3 syringes they gave me, I had to go wash them in between, but I didn't mind because it washed out really easy. So once the ink has come completely through each one, you just go ahead and put it back in place. Once that's done, you do want to draw the ink out of the waste cup in the back. This is on the back of the machine by the power button. And you're going to put the syringe through that tube as well, and you want to draw the air out. It did take me several attempts, and I think it is actually because the machine wasn't on at first. And so after I turned it on, I pulled and it came right out. And you want to take out, a couple milliliters of that into the cup, and then put the top back on and put that back in place. I have watched a bunch of videos about this machine, and people all said that you need to make sure that you are checking that container to make sure it doesn't overflow. So I check it every time I print just to make sure it's not getting full. After that, we're ready to do a test print. First, we're going to press the ink button, hold the ink button, and perform a print head clean, and that's going to take a couple minutes. Then I installed the software and did a test print. Installing the software was straightforward, and you do need to have this USB drive in your computer in order to use the software, and it only works on a Windows computer. So sorry Mac users, I had to go to the pawn shop and get a Windows computer to run these machines that don't operate on a Mac. So now my test print is done and it's looking good. So now I am ready to start my first print. So once again, the same video, it's all in one video that shows you how to set it up and install the software. It showed you how to make your first print as well. And so I followed that and I was able to pretty quickly get up and running. I'm just picking the first image. I'm printing out books right now. So I'm picking the first image I can find so I can test this out. This is a very vibrant image. And so it's actually a perfect print, a perfect test for this. You can resize the image however you like. So that was great. And once I'm ready to print, I just hit the rip button and that is going to send it over to the printer. And you do have to choose this as a printer, but the instructions show you how to do that. And I'm going to play around with it to make sure that I do center it in the middle. So now it's going to send it to the DTF printer, and that is pretty much it. It does all of the work. You don't have to watch it, but make sure you do not bump your film as it's coming out. I did that and I ruined my first print. So I actually had to do this twice. But this image is so vibrant and so full of detail that it did take maybe 4 or 5 minutes to come out. But I mean, when you see it, like, yeah, you're gonna be floored. So this is me in real life, super excited that I actually got it to work, because machines like this typically intimidate me a little bit, especially because of all the ink. But I honestly can say that it really wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. They say it can print out like 50 pieces per day. So even if you were going to use this not only to do your own t-shirts, but to make film, custom make film for other people, and you can sell these. So that's another stream of income. And you can do 13 inches all the way up to 31-inch length in one print. So that is amazing for like flags, tote bags, as well as shirts. You can even do hats as well. And they kind of updated it so that the white ink system is like circulating better. You don't have to worry about clogs and different things like that, where in the past you may have had to on DTF printers. And so now you can see it finishing up. It does have a film cutter, which I really like. So you push the film forward and then you can go ahead and cut that film. But I'm not going to cut it just yet because I don't want it to fall, because that whole white part on the back is wet. And so it does need to be cured, but you have to put this white powder on it first. And it comes with the powder. So I just put the film in this box top, and I'm going to try to keep it as contained as possible. So you can see me shaking it around and trying to get the powder all over it to coat it. And then I'm going to put that to the side and go ahead and start up the curing oven. I set the oven to the temperature and time that the instructions told me to, and I went ahead and let it heat up. And so once it heated up, I went ahead and opened that up. I put the film in there and I closed the door, and then I pressed the countdown timer button. It goes ahead and it counts down, and once it starts to beep, you go ahead and open it up. You use this little squeegee thing and help yourself to get it out because it's hot. And then it's not too hot, but you definitely don't want to touch the oven. So that helps you to not have to touch the oven. You grab that, lay it to the side, and then you want to heat up your heat press. Now, more than likely, if you've been doing t-shirts, you do have some type of heat press, whether it's one like this or the Cricut one. And so I heated up to 275. They gave me the degrees in Celsius. I think it was 130, but I believe that's 275 in Fahrenheit. So I heated up, and it said to do it for, I believe, 30 seconds. And so I pressed it flat. They said press it nice and flat. Then I laid it on there and I did it for 30 seconds. So here I am waiting for it to be finished. And yes, you're going to get a song and dance because it's late and I'm tired. But I am also excited that this is working. And so I did open it up and I felt like it needed more time. What I do in order to determine that is I kind of peel up the corner. And if it's looking like iffy, then I'll go ahead and give it more time. I don't know if that was the case or not. I just really didn't want to lose this film, especially since I had already messed one up. So I gave it another maybe 20 seconds. Then I moved it off to the side and I am going to blow it with a fan. This is a cold peel. You want it to be completely cool before you peel it. And so I used a fan to completely cool it down. Didn't take long at all. And then I went ahead and peeled it and you can see it is absolutely amazing. The vibrancy of the colors is just, I mean, can you imagine like a movie poster on your shirts and just anything, your husband's face, your grandkids' face? Like, this is so cool. So I did watch another girl's video, and in her video she said that she goes back and presses hers again with some like parchment paper on top, and the reason she does that is to get the design set down deep into the shirt. And so I don't know if I didn't do it long enough. Mine, it's almost like it's solidified, but I can definitely tell you that before this it felt like it might have been like wrinkling. After this, it definitely, there were no wrinkles in it. It was set on the shirt.
I put my book cover on the shirt. Look how vibrant that is. That's vibrant. So I am very, very pleased with this. I'm super excited to try it out, to test it out on a bunch of different things. You guys give me ideas. Like it's so much. Like I'm so excited. I can't even think straight. You guys definitely go check it out. The links are in the description box below. I got everything set up in the evening and now I can go home with my new t-shirt and chill. All right, definitely let me know what you think in the comments. What would you use a DTF printer for? Let me know, and let me know some other things that you want to see me review. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.